Hello, it's Mrs. Pound, and we have been talking about work and energy in chapter 4.2. And in the previous section, we talked about different forms of energy, and today we're going to talk about conserving energy in section 4.2.3. So, our objectives today are to identify forms of energy in a given system and compare renewable and non renewable resources and determine methods for conserving energy. So, the law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. There is a certain amount of energy in our universe, in our galaxy, on Earth, and that energy cannot be created or nor destroyed. Now, it can be converted into forms that we don't necessarily want, but that's not the same thing. Wasting energy is not the same thing as creating it or destroying it. Some of our energy is in the form of renewable resources. This is a resource that is constantly available or that can be replaced in a relatively short period of time. So, for instance, um, when we make electricity using dams, hydroelectricity, that is a renewable resource. Another example is the radiant energy from the sun is constantly created through nuclear fusion. So, creating electricity from the radiant energy from the sun is a renewable resource. Also, as air masses move across the earth, temperature changes produce wind. And so this also is renewable if it turns turbines or windmills. There are also non-renewable resources. These are a resource that cannot be replaced once it is used or can be replaced only over long periods of time. Here we see a mine. They are mining for coal, and coal was produced during the flood time. There were lots of plants and animals that were buried in the flood, and they became fossil fuels like coal. And these are non-renewable because that event created these deposits, and we don't know that they're still being created today. Another example is nuclear fuel run by nuclear fission and power plants produces nuclear waste. There's only so much nuclear fuel out there, and when it is gone, that is non renewable. And natural gas is a clean burning fossil fuel formed from materials from the flood. This also, because it is a fossil fuel, is non renewable. So we cannot easily get this form of energy again. And so our objectives today were to identify forms of energy in a given system, compare renewable and non-renewable resources, and determine methods for conserving energy. One big method for conserving energy is to use more of our renewable resources than our non-renewable resources. Also, those little things around the house that your mom always nags you about, like turn off the lights, right? That conserves energy. We can use different types of light bulbs. We can use LED light bulbs as opposed to incandescent light bulbs, and that will conserve energy. We can use Energy Star appliances that use less energy. We can do all sorts of things. We can insulate our homes to let out less heat. Okay, there are just all kinds of things that we can do to conserve energy. So don't forget your 5 questions, and I will be back with more about work and energy.